don't want to be a drama channel. I just want to put on skincare and have a nice day. How about a compromise? I'll put on skincare, an AM skincare routine today, while we chat about the Beauty of Joseon sunscreen ban. Hello my friends and welcome back to the rabbit hole. Yes, it's just been one of those weeks, hasn't it? It has been one of those weeks. I didn't want to talk about the Medicube drama, we had to do that. I didn't want to talk about this, but we probably should talk about this. I've been getting messages about this one as well. And I did buy some interesting products recently. I think this might be a fun video to try them out. I finally got something from PSA. I feel like a lot of people have asked me about that company. And I did get a little bit of PR, some products from Cay Skin. This video has absolutely no K-Beauty products, even though we're going to be talking about K-Beauty today. So I wanted to let you all know I did buy these products on the Flip app, which I've been really getting into lately. I joined Flip in about June or July of last year. I've mentioned it in passing on the channel, but I've really gotten into it since the TikTok ban. I'm saying all this to say, Western products typically cost a lot more than K-Beauty products. We are living in a time of economic instability, so it makes perfect sense that a lot of Americans have turned to buying Korean beauty products and Chinese beauty products. There needs to be some way to bring these costs down. These products are too expensive for most of us, and I do feel like Flip is doing that. This, what do I have up? $28, I think, is the price on Amazon. On Flip, I paid $16 for this before my additional discount. If you're interested in knowing more about Flip, I'm not going to explain it in today's video, but I'll link it below if you'd like to sign up, and I'm making how-to videos over there. I admit I'm really excited about this product. This is a product that is so up my alley. It says it is a micellar cleanser and toner. As a person with dry skin, I feel like I've said many times that I don't always wash my face in the mornings. Sometimes I just use a micellar water, but this is a micellar water and toner. Saturated cotton pad. Sweep across face and neck to remove dirt, oil, and impurities while toning skin. No need to rinse. Use daily, morning and evening. Avoid eye area. This is not an eye makeup remover. That's interesting to know. I think that might be because of that menthol lactate ingredient. That's a controversial ingredient. I wasn't sure whether to put that ingredient in red or not because some people claim that it's good for irritation-prone skin. It is related to menthol, but it's a derivative. But you see other people say, yeah, but it's related to menthol, and menthol is an irritant. So yeah, I'm just gonna say it's a controversial ingredient. We'll see how this goes. If you haven't noticed, this is my first time trying this. And I don't know much about this company other than that they are made here in the US, and I do like all the other ingredients. Black tea ferment, royal jelly, allantoin, green tea, licorice, willow bark. All right, let's see if that menthol lactate, oh, it's cooling. It looked like it was high in the ingredients list. Oh, it's definitely very cooling. I feel like I'll like this more in the summer months than right about now, although thankfully the cold is finally starting to move past us. Ugh. And for those of you who are like, you live in Florida, yeah, but it's still hit the 30s here. And we live in a very humid area. We are very close to the water. And when you are in a humid area, the way the cold hits you is, it soaks you more. You know, think about how when you get out of a pool, it always feels cold even when the temperature is not that cold. That's what it's like when the temperature drops in high humidity. I'm liking this. I like that it's a 2-in-1. It's not too cooling. It feels hydrating. I will absolutely have to follow up, but this is the kind of product category that I really like. You don't have to. It is fine for you to never even try a product like this, but very up my alley, I must say. Let's take a moment here to chat about this Beauty of Joseon sunscreen situation. So I'm going to put on the screen the email that went out to Beauty of Joseon customers, an important update about our sunscreens. I'll leave this on the screen so you can read it. By the way, you can zoom in on YouTube videos if you want to see smaller print. But the TLDR here is that Beauty of Joseon is saying that they do not have FDA-approved filters in their sunscreens. We know, that's why we love them. But because they're not FDA approved and because sunscreen is considered a drug ingredient in the US, that means Beauty of Joseon cannot sell us these sunscreens in the US. This shouldn't be any kind of a surprise for most of you because you know that you cannot go to Sephora and buy these sunscreens no matter how viral they've been. You cannot go to Ulta and buy these sunscreens no matter how viral they've been. An even better example would be that Skin 104 is now on the Ulta website, but not their viral sunscreen. Why on earth is that? Because it is using filters that are not FDA approved. And if you are brand new here, please do not be afraid of that. The problem with our regulation is that it hasn't been updated in decades. The filters that are permitted in sunscreens sold within the United States of America, within our stores, on our shelves, can only use these old filters, and the problem is we are so behind compared to the rest of the world. The rest of the world has been moving onward and finding newer and better filters, and because of the way they classify their sunscreens, they're able to do this. So please know that this doesn't mean the Beauty of Joseon sunscreen has anything wrong with it at all. It just means that American citizens are no longer going to be able to buy it from the US Beauty of Joseon website or through Amazon, while the rest of the world will still be able to keep using these 4 Beauty of Joseon sunscreens. Now, according to the brand, not to panic, even though we will no longer be able to buy these sunscreens that we are familiar with, they are coming out with a new one that uses FDA-approved filters. It looks like it will be a tinted sunscreen, probably not unlike the one I'm going to use today. So what we can hope for is a good price on that, because I will say, again, most Western brands have very expensive sunscreens. $36 for this. So I hope all that makes sense. We're not done talking about it. I just want to move on to applying this Peter Thomas Roth serum. I've been wanting to try this one for so long. The Peptide Skinjection Amplified Wrinkle Fix Serum. This has 19% peptide complex of amplified matrixyl and argireline. I do like that this is a refill system. It's the lots of plastic refill system. It's better than not having a refill at all, I would say. It is the kind of creamy texture of a serum. They've got the cosmetic elegance down. It feels lovely to apply. I am going to follow with my Booster Pro. I always like to use this with peptides. One thing I really want to make sure I say is I saw a lot of people freaking out and thinking this is the end of K-Beauty's sunscreens for us in the West. It's not the end of importing yet. That doesn't mean that things couldn't change. Really, I think the biggest problem is that we've never had a lot of clarity on this topic. What we absolutely know is that the stores can't carry these products, and yet, you know, I've seen people say that they were able to get these sunscreens at some little mom and pop store. And I genuinely think this is just because this is one of those things not unlike when we were talking about laws in Thailand. I'm glad a lot of you got that. There are certain laws and regulations that just seem so odd to people from other countries. Like why on earth? Why could we not have sunscreens that are actually more protective against the sun, more cosmetically elegant, better sunscreens? Why would those not be allowed? Why? Some people jump to conclusions like, oh, it must be dangerous then. No, it's not at all about safety, not at all. It's almost the exact opposite of safety if we're being honest here. It really is. Let's be real for a second. The easier it is to wear a sunscreen, the more likely people are to do it. So no, I think this is a tricky situation because I'm sure these mom and pop stores buying bulk Skin 104 sunscreens to stock in their store just aren't familiar with the regulations. But ignorance is not an excuse, and they can still get a hefty fine for carrying those. And I have a sneaking suspicion that this might even be the explanation for azelaic acid, that we were just talking about this. And thank you to all of you who left comments. I think a lot of us feel that azelaic acid exists in this kind of gray area where we know it's available by prescription only in the US at 15 to 20%, but are there maybe ways that you can describe it that might change that? That's the main argument that I kept hearing in the past, is that, oh, as long as you are not saying that it's azelaic acid for acne, then you can sell it at these higher percentages. But where's the azelaic acid 15% products at Sephora and Ulta then? I am going to use this Kora Berry Bright Vitamin C Eye Cream next. It is such a beautiful packaging on this. I'm not normally the biggest fan of Kora, but I do like that this is an essential oil-free product from the brand. That makes sense in an eye cream. It seems to have a touch of alcohol, and I even feel like I know why. I feel like it's because this is a shockingly rich and heavy eye cream. I cannot believe how heavy this eye cream is. It's so heavy that ironically, I cannot wear this to bed because it just keeps ending up actually in my eyes. So we're gonna move it to daytime wear. Now, related to that, I did see on I think it was the Sephora reviews, some people were saying they got milia and they had been using this eye cream. Always difficult to say if it is the causation versus correlation. So tricky. But I almost feel like I wasn't super surprised just with seeing how heavy this is. Can you see? Can you see how heavy this is? Feels great on my dry skin. Gorgeous packaging. I paid about $30 for this on the Flip app. Otherwise, you know, $60 for this in this economy. I'm gonna go ahead and also apply this PSA Silver Lining. This is from PSA Skincare. I have been wanting to try this company for so long. They say it has 4.8% dioic acid and squalene, 3% lactobacillus ferment, cumin oil, zinc PCA, and licorice root, and it's very lightweight. This is really made for acne-prone skin like my own. I've decided I'm gonna just go ahead and return the Calm the Red Down that I got from InBeauty. I contacted them and I just don't know. The response from the team, they said, oh yeah, that happened to mine. I was like, this does not instill confidence. But they said to just whack it hard on surfaces. I'm paraphrasing, sort of. What did they say? Smack it on surfaces, bop it, twist it, sorry. It didn't work. I thought about reaching out to Sephora and saying, hey, I got a defective product, but then I realized I think I just want my $54 back, so gonna return it this weekend. Colloidal silver, sometimes people get a little nervous about that. What I would tell you is I do not worry about colloidal silver topically. I'm not sure it's really doing a ton. It should give us some antimicrobial properties. I think the confusion is probably don't take colloidal silver as a supplement. I don't take it. I wouldn't recommend it to you. On that same note, don't eat your skincare, right? You know, it's not, don't eat your skincare. So yeah, that's what the silver is referring to. And yeah, I don't have any problem with it. As a topical ingredient, it's not gonna turn you blue. But taking it as a supplement, that has turned people blue permanently. Okay, you know I like to let my moisturizer sit before we move on to our sunscreen. So I'm going to say some final thoughts on what this sunscreen ban means. This isn't a sunscreen ban. I keep seeing people use that phrase, but this isn't a sunscreen ban. It's that they've never been allowed. And this is something that isn't new coming out of my mouth. I've said for a while that, especially with Amazon, that one-day shipping, you know they're stocking these sunscreens here in the US, and you are not allowed to do that. But what about YesStyle and Stylovana? Yes, you should be able to import, at least for the time being. And I've seen some people saying they're gonna hurry up and make some orders on the K-beauty websites, and I don't think that's a bad idea because I still worry about prices going up. But this is actually nothing new. This is just Beauty of Joseon went viral, and because they went viral, I think they got caught. Let's move on to trying this mineral sunscreen. So yeah, my final thoughts, I really don't think you all need to worry that much. Yes, it's a bummer that you won't be able to order from Beauty of Joseon and Amazon. Realistically, I don't think this changes much of anything. One finger length of this sunscreen. In terms of things to worry about at this exact moment, I feel like this is probably pretty low in the list of concerns. Personally, I have a lot more worries going on right now. Oh man. It's been such a week, y'all. I still don't really want to. I don't have to talk about it, right? Sometimes I need to remind myself of my own boundaries. But I will tell you, it's been a difficult week for me. I feel like my eyes might look bad. Do they look bad? Do I look like I've been crying all week? No, it's been a rough week. If any of you are feeling, you know, nervous about everything going on, I hope you all know our feelings are valid. I worry a lot about not having government funding for our research. You know, people always say, oh, you got to take funded studies with a grain of salt. And that's true, but where do you think non-funded studies, the money to run them, comes from? It comes from government funds. It always has. Oh my gosh, the equipment, just the equipment to run research is so expensive. then you've got your employees to pay. And I don't know, I don't know how much people think we're paid, but it's basically teacher salaries. I remember I got into some argument on, should I even admit this? On the vegan subreddit, somebody told me I was a sellout for science. I'm pro-vegan. I'm pro-vegan. I was vegan for a long time. I just said that from a scientific perspective, American culture eats too much meat. There's nothing wrong with eating a little bit of meat. That's what I said, that's it. And yeah, somebody said, oh, you're a sellout for science. Where's my sellout money then? Yeah, that was nice. That was a nice sunscreen. Okay. It is expensive though, and I don't know, unlike with the flip items, I don't know how to get a better price. I've been buying these K-Beauty sunscreens for between, what, $10 to $12? But it is nice, and I really have to tell you about this lip balm. So this is the Isle Lip Balm SPF 30. I requested the shade Coco Cabana. Oh, that was too much. Okay. The last time I tried an SPF 50 lip oil, specifically the one from Naked Sundays, I loved it at first, and then one day I got it in my mouth. That hasn't happened to me yet with this. I also noticed this has some vanillin in it. Should I try to taste this? Didn't I just say in this video, don't eat your skincare? All right, my friends, that brings us to the end of today's video. Let me know your thoughts. Are any of you worried about this, or did you kind of also honestly see this coming? Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all next time.